The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiffany Thomas with the Oracle Applications Users Group. Welcome, everyone, to OEG's Collaborate 19 preview session. Today's e-learning session is titled Cliche Your Way to the Cloud, a user training program case study on learning to fly in the cloud. OEG will host over 500 sessions on topics pertinent to the Oracle applications of today and tomorrow, such as this one at Collaborate on April 7th through 11th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio, Texas. Before we get started, I would like to go over a couple housekeeping items. You will be on mute throughout the presentation. If you would like to ask a question, please type it into the question box in your control panel at any time. Once the presentation has concluded, I'll read the questions back so the presenters can respond. We are recording this session and it will be available on the OEG website later today. I would like to introduce your presenters, James Walsh, Jim Record, and Carrie Shar with King County Government. Take it away, James.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us at this preview session for our case study on training. We were looking for a catchy title, so we came up with Cliche Your Way to the Cloud. It had a certain ring to it, and it's the kind of title that would attract us if we were looking for an educational opportunity. I'm the technology manager at King County Office of Performance Strategy and Budget. We support the PBS Cloud Service budgeting system. And Jim and Carrie are functional analysts who are part of the team and also participated in planning and delivering this training. So here we are at King County, state of Washington in the Northwest. We have over 2 million people in the county, 30% of the population and 40% of the jobs within the state, and more than 50% of the state's economy. 1 in 5 of our residents is born in another country. We have 170 languages that are spoken in our school districts, and we support 12 different languages on our website. We're part of the metropolitan statistical area that includes Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue, and the I-5 corridor. Within King County government, we have about a $12 billion budget with over 15,000 employees and more than 60 lines of business, including transportation, solid waste, wastewater treatment, roads, public health, law safety and justice services, and animal services. Our general fund is approximately $1.8 billion and supports all of the traditional functions that are mandated by state law, with 3/4 of that going for criminal justice and public safety. King County seeks to develop a highly engaged, diverse, culturally responsive, and high-performing workforce. And within that context, training is a very successful element to our success. The intended audience and the objective for this presentation is the following. We're trying to present a case study intended for enterprise system managers who need to develop, deliver, and support a training program for a new existing system or application. Not just a cloud application, but any application. Any challenge that you have where you are rolling out updating a current app or developing a new app, and you need to bring your user base on board with it and train them. We'll be providing an example of a training program and an approach for a large number of users that can be delivered by a non-trainer. And that's a real key point of this presentation, is that we are not trainers. We're the team that supports the application. But we knew that we needed to do the training. We need to develop the training, and so this is how we did it. We'll be sharing our experience and the learning we gained from developing and delivering the training. And I think that's the real takeaway here is our experience and the do's and don'ts and the great learning that we had. And then we'd also like to address any challenges or questions you may have about training challenges that you have upcoming or have had in the past, and we'll try to share what we think about that. So within the presentation, if you attended, we're going to be looking at the approach we used and the key elements that were delivered in our training, how we did the logistics for delivering training and support to 120 users, what worked well and what didn't work well based on our experience, how we planned the curriculum, how we developed the training materials, and how we enlisted and organized the staff resources to support the effort. And it really did take a team. We had to recruit people from other sections of our office and utilize our IT support, central IT support, and various other resources that we had to all bring together to make this happen. We'll also be letting you know how we communicated with our students, which is very important to keep them informed and keep them engaged. The tactics we employed to overcome anticipated challenges, either technical challenges or functional kinds of challenges. What's the best time to train users so that they retain the knowledge? How to get buy-in and high adoption rates for the application. How to really engage and really encourage the user to use the system and to enjoy it. How to develop a positive relationship with the student customer. We see them as a partner. We're in this together, and their success is our success. So we really worked on relationship building and how to approach different skill levels. We had a variety of users that are using the application, from one user in a class who did not know how to double click. We learned that in class, so that was one essential skill they learned, was how to double click. You would expect that would be sort of a skill everybody would have, up to really powerful users who really know how to make Smart View hum. Every cloud has a silver lining. Basically, we upgraded our on-prem application, which went live in 2012, in the summer of 2017. And we do have a related presentation on April 9th called On-Prem Skeptic's Journey to the Cloud. And in that presentation, we'll be talking about our skeptical journey from evaluating the on-prem options to ended up actually going live in the cloud. So you might want to attend that as well if you're interested in this area. So we'll do a plug there for that session. It took us 4 months in 2017 to complete the upgrade from the on-prem to the cloud. And we basically, it was a lift and shift. We took our existing application and moved it into the cloud with some additional enhancements, like bringing in actual revenues and expenditures into the data set, and also taking advantage of the really powerful form functionality in PBCS to allow us to build input forms with that were much more robust and with a lot more data and information for users to use in developing their budgets. We developed a change management strategy during that 6-month window, and then we developed our training program in the first quarter of 2018. We opened the system to the 120 department users in April of 2018, so they could start working on the 19-20 biennial budget. And we developed this training based on our experience and common sense, because as I said previously, we're not professional trainers. We know how we like to be trained. We know what needs to be communicated to the users, and we took that knowledge and used that to build the training. We also made an assumption that users learn through a variety of styles. So the training's not based on any data, on any studies, or anything formal. It's really very just from our experience. So we assume that they learn through written, visual, hands-on, practicing, and getting reinforcement through follow-up labs. And then we took these elements and we tried to to build these learning styles into our training delivery. So how did we develop our training strategy? We clichéed our way to the cloud. Not really, but it's actually a catchy title. And we'll go with it. Like throwing in a gratuitous dog picture. We wanted to make our session attractive based on our previous experience, and it sounds like it might be. We'll find out. So here's our training story. Don't jump the gun. Don't open your system without a solid training program. Start the planning early. Spend adequate time thinking about what you really want to do from a practical standpoint. Don't get too fancy or don't overprocess it. Just think about the basics. What are you going to deliver? What do you need to deliver to be successful? Estimate the number of students. This translates to the number of desktops, training rooms, training sessions. And then get your resources scheduled and locked in early, especially training rooms, which are hard to get here at King County. Prepare the training room more than a day in advance so you don't have any technical problems when you actually have the training. Like putting Smart View on every machine, getting all the URLs, any templates you're using, having those resident on the desktop. And then create a training record so that you know who got trained, and so it will be added to their personnel file. Key thing about this is having a team and delegating. You're going to find out when to schedule the training on the students' calendars, the best timing for that, how to estimate the amount of time needed for the class and what to cover in the class. When is the best time to train the users? Timing-wise is very important so they retain what you've taught them. What should be in scope and not in scope, and then communicating that with the user. And then how to determine and estimate skill levels of the audience you will be training. What system environment to use? In our on-prem, we had a test environment, we had a prod environment, but we also had a training environment. And when we went to the cloud, we lost that. So we were scaled down to just a test environment and a prod environment. So we had to figure out how are we going to get these people trained and continue to utilize our test and prod as needed to support our biz. How to follow up with users after class. This is very important. They need to be supported after class. The training does not end in class. It's an ongoing effort to support them and answer their questions and support them while they're preparing their budgets, which that process was a 3-month process where they were actually in the system using it. So you've got to support them during that time and have it be consistent with the training. And then how to anticipate challenges that will occur and design solutions before they occur. Anticipate them and design solutions, technical solutions, functional solutions. After you build your team, get ready, set, go. You can do it. It's absolutely doable. Don't be overwhelmed or intimidated by a large training need with many users if you have no experience. And don't expect it to be a perfect training because it won't be. But if you spend the time to really think about what you want to do good planning, think of all of the little things, make sure they're addressed, get your training team committed and your resources committed well in advance so that you are relaxed and confident that you'll be able to deliver the training effectively. And then put it on your work plan. Don't pretend like it's not, even though it's for non-trainers, but it is part of your work plan. So make sure you got it on your work plan and you devote enough time to it. And delegate, delegate, delegate. Identify the team members you're going to need, the resources you're going to need, and don't try to do it all yourself. Effectively use your team and lead your team to handle the individual tasks and processes that they need to cover to deliver the training. And then as the leader, be ready to step in and handle any issues that do arise, either technical or, for example, if a trainer is not available to lead a training session, be there available and ready to lead it yourself. And then make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it positive. Bring your user along as a partner because they really are a partner. Make the training, make the support highly available and easy to use. Be very accessible. And we'll cover that also in the techniques for communication so that users feel like they can, like you have an open door policy and they can get help when they need it. Because basically with your user, with your customer user, you're in it together and you both want to be successful. And also, please take our advice with a grain of salt. As I said, we're not professional trainers. It's just through experience. And I'm sure you will have many other really good ideas that you can implement in your training session, training effort. And if you're moving from, what we did is we took our existing application and lifted and shifted to the cloud. So it was, for the most part, the same application, but in a new environment with a new look and feel and with new forms. If you are implementing a brand new application or a very, very different application, you'll need to spend more time, more effort, and provide more change management processes. All is well that ends well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentations. Again, if you have any questions, please type your questions in the question box, which is located at the bottom of the control panel. While we're waiting for questions to come in, James, do you have any comments based on your or on your past Collaborate experiences?
Well, myself and Carrie Char attended our first Collaborate last year in Las Vegas. And we both were co-presenters with AST Consulting. And we thoroughly enjoyed it. We learned a lot and really enjoyed Las Vegas. That was my first time ever visiting Las Vegas. But it was really interesting to see all of the variety of presentations that were available and all of the community effort that went into Collaborate, because it really is a community. And it's all volunteers, and it runs on volunteers. And there is a wealth of information with all of these volunteers and all of these professionals that participate. And by having these educational sessions and these actual experience-based sessions, it's just a wealth of information. Because it's not really coming from the vendor necessarily, it's coming from practitioners.
Thank you so much. And we don't have any questions that have come in through the question box, but I really highly encourage everyone to just spend 1 week at Collaborate 19 this year. We'll cover topics on eBusiness Suite, on-prem, EPM, Hyperion, EPM Cloud, and so much more. To claim the lowest available rates, please register today by going to collaborate.oaug.org. This concludes another great e-learning session. And again, James, Jim, and Carrie, thank you so much for your presentation. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye.
Bye.